I see many people angry out there on the roads, on everywhere. So, what is anger for you, and how do you manage anger? What is anger management for you?
For me, I feel there's a saying basically. What is anger? Anger is something that someone else is doing wrong, and you're the one reacting to it. And most of the times, when we react, it's because there is anger within us that we're not dealing with. Um, you say if someone cuts you up in on the road or something, it's more around bruising our ego. You know, how dare he cut me up? So I'm not going to be shown up by this person who's cut me up. And it's unresolved in anything that gives you a reaction, whether it's anger or pain or uh, fear. These are all based around our own insecurities, because people say anger is bad, but beyond, when we look deep into the anger, there's vulnerability there. And that vulnerability is basically so where the ego is being bruised. I mean, a lot of guys will be like, oh, that girl's going to think that I'm weak if I'm shown up by this driver. So there is vulnerability, the fear of rejection. So I think we just kind of look at things on a top level, but we don't see beyond that top level that there is vulnerability. And if we can kind of see why that anger is rising, what is my insecurity within me that's making me feel angry, then we will see that there is a wisdom behind it. We put all these layers on top of each other in order to protect us from feeling that vulnerability. So that, even if someone is speaking the truth, we react with anger. So when you see someone else reacting with anger when you've said something, then there's some truth behind it. I remember as a child, my son came once, and as I was disabled at the time, a lot of kids were teasing him. Your mom's a fat cow, this sort of thing. And kids do this to take away attention from their own self or whatever, as a peer pressure. So my son really got mad. How dare you speak about my mom like that? And then he came home and he told me about it. And I said, why did you get mad? And he's like, how dare they say things like that about you? And I said to him, do you think I'm a fat cow, like they're saying? And he said, no. I said, then why should that worry you? Why should a person's word worry you unless there is some truth in it? And most of the time, it's that it's making you question as well. Is my mom really a fat cow? Because she's not able to go to work. Or I'm not saying that that's exactly it, but there is depths of it when you start reacting to somebody's words. So there was a motivational program I attended, and she gave an example which I was already using, but it was nice that it was coming from her. I guess it gave me a little bit more courage in myself to believe in stuff that I believed in, because I always carried, like, say, 100 coins in my hand in the morning, because I was a very angry driver myself. I used to drive like from 5:15 in the morning, and driving in London was in the West End, it can be tedious. So I could be calm as a calm waters, but when I got in the car, the anger rose when I saw drivers just driving like silly. I did too, I guess. But I used to carry imaginary 100 coins in my hand every day. So every morning I wake up and I'm like, okay, I've got 100 imaginary coins in my hand. And then anyone who kind of makes me angry, I'm like, okay, that anger is quite high. So am I going to lose 10 of my coins for this person who is just going to drive away and not even know that he's made me feel angry? You know, because he's going about with his day. And why am I losing my energy with the anger, especially, you know? So I trained myself slowly for that anger to kind of put a pause before I reacted. So there's a pause where you think, should I be angry at that? And what am I to learn from it? I'll just drive in one lane instead of changing lanes, or, you know, one thing or another. But if someone is being ridiculous, let them be. You know, you can't stop them. So why lose my energy on something that's not going to that's going to create more arguments? I've seen people who have chased the cars of someone who's cut them up just to kind of show them the finger, or, you know, swear at them, and I'm like, what did you get out of it? You know. So once I started using that technique, at the end of the day, at first I was only having like 10 coins left, or, you know, 7 coins left, and I'll be like, okay, so not a good day today. I did kind of lose my rag a little bit more today. So I started kind of raising that awareness of my triggers, things that triggered me. And yeah, eventually I got to the stage where I'd have 80 coins, you know, because sometimes in the office something could kind of make me angry. So all day through, those coins are in your hand, and yeah. And I did kind of try and cheat sometime at the beginning. I'm like, okay, I had 20 left from yesterday. Can I count those? But no, you got to be fair with yourself. What works for you? So we all are individuals, and we should use our own techniques. Yes, if someone else's technique works, use it, but use it to your own way so that you feel empowered, and not that you're using somebody else's work and they give you, you know. So yeah, I feel anger can be managed in that way, but yes, and when you do this technique, yes, you will be losing your ego as well, without even you realizing it, because you're working with it as your own improvement, then to improve for another, you know. And it's not only when you're driving; it's for your own personal life, around your family, around your children. All this kind of self-improvement is for our own self, no one else. And still, when other people anger, for me, it's like, thank you, because you have triggered something in me that I haven't healed. You know, every time you point a finger at somebody, there's 3 fingers pointing back at you. So ask yourself the question, why is their action affecting me? What is in me that feels angry towards? Because whatever action they've done, similarly, we have that same attitude, but we use it as a defense with anger instead of looking into it. You know, so any triggers is ask ourselves the question, what am I learning from this? What am I to not do from this?